your own. And they fall, and these are actually in the right order, they fall into 6 categories. While I'm thinking of it, because I forget to say things, there is a 7th opportunity for you guys. There is a lunar eclipse coming up. It's happening on a Sunday night. Lunar eclipse, oh. Some people are like, oh, once you've seen one lunar eclipse, you've seen them all, but they're beautiful. Basically, what happens with the lunar eclipse is, like if this is the sun, okay, that's the sun, I am the earth, of course, and make my fist the moon. So the moon goes around the earth, right? It takes about 28 days to do this one time, okay? So with the lunar eclipse, what happens is, the moon is a full moon, lunar eclipses. So basically, my fist is the moon, that's the sun. This whole side, it's a full moon, it's a beautiful disk, okay? This whole side is lit up from the sun. That's why we see the full moon. What happens with a lunar eclipse is the earth gets in the way of light from the sun. So we say that the moon goes into the earth's shadow. So basically, it turns like a blood red. So pretty. And then it comes out and then it's normal. So it's full moon, like a blood red moon, and then full moon again. And I love it when you see the bite taken out of it, when it goes into the earth's shadow. It's just amazing. So, let's see, where did I write that down? Yep, item number 7, September 27th and 28th. So this is your, if you want to put 7 on those at-large labs, you could put lunar eclipse. Now I don't have like a little sheet to say what you do for your report to get credit, but I'll give that to you later. So it's September, whoops, I can't spell. September 27th through 28th. It's a Sunday, Monday. And I think it's at like 9:30 p.m. is when it starts, I think. 9:30 p.m. Sunday on the 27th, I think. Well, for me, for something like that, timing is so important. I will check the internet, and then I will recheck the internet, and then I'll look at a different source, and then I'll ask my friends from the observatory, when is it? So it's really cool. You can do that on your own. Won't need a telescope, won't need nothing, just to watch it. Okay? All right. So here are the categories, 1 through 6. Let's take a look at each one of them, shall we? It could be that I just kind of present the general idea, and then if you have questions about the details, let me know. How's that? So the first one is called Sky Map Constellation Lab. And I'll get you started, okay? So what you need, this is one of my favorite sky maps. Each one of these dots represents a star. The bigger the dot, the brighter the star. If you look on this map, you can actually find the magnitude scale. Well, I said m is equal to negative 3.3. You can find that m scale on here. Where is it? Down here. Down here, the little size of the dots are. So the gist of doing this lab on your own, this is one where, like the lunar eclipse, you don't need a telescope, you don't need anything fancy, but you do need as dark skies as possible. How many, is anybody in here with that? Oh yeah. Well, that's a road trip, right? But darker skies the better, because if you read the description, and at first it might sound kind of daunting, but I basically want you to be honest and tell me what constellations you can pick out. Now you might be saying, well, I can't see any of these patterns in the nighttime sky, and you are in very good company. You're like, I don't see, I just look up and I see stars. Okay, there's a lot of us like that. The thing about it is the more that you chillax, the more that you spend time trying to say, no, oh, well, that kind of looks like this, the more likely you are to be successful at seeing a group of stars say, oh, well, that's blah, blah, blah. Okay? I think this semester I'll do what I've done some semesters and give you a constellation of the week, which kind of highlights a constellation. So we'll do that. But in the meantime, right off the bat, let me tell you something that's not broken about this map. But if you orient it, there's north, south, right? And we're used to east being over here, but it says west. Okay, those seem like they're mixed up. And I know when I first started teaching this and I was looking at this, I'm like, really? But here's how it works. You're supposed to hold it overhead. So if that's Burlington, that's north, right? So I'm going to go ahead, everybody hold it overhead. Orient it for north for Burlington, south for the river, and then see if it seems right. And it is right. So we have east over here, and we have west over here. That works, okay? So that's the way you need to do it. I wish I would have taken a picture of everybody. Look full piece of paper over there. Okay, so the gist of this lab is you get out there, and like I say in my description, you need a piece of paper to hand in as part of your report, a marked up piece of paper. There could be planets out, see if you can find the planets. So what else do you need for your report? Well, I think you're probably getting the idea of what I want in my reports. There's my stylus. Okay, I'm just going to kind of scroll down. You guys have it listed. Again, those check marks are what needs to be in your report. Let's just say you only found successfully one constellation. Well, write it down. Here I say I have a check mark of the constellations you observed, which constellation was hardest / easiest to find and explain. For college students, you can do that. Okay. Again, a photo of you doing the exercise, a selfie, as it were, right? Okay. The next opportunity is meteor shower. How many people in here have gotten to see a decent meteor shower or a meteor shower? What's that? Anybody see the Perseids about a week ago? Okay. We'll talk about why meteor showers occur. The thing about a meteor shower, and I've kind of given some, do you recognize the constellation Orion in Orionids? Taurus the bull and Taurids, Leo the lion and Lionids, okay? Gemini, the twins and Geminids. So that's actually kind of the constellation that they seem to kind of radiate from. I've given the windows, and my suggestion again though is not to wait till the Leonids peak November 17th through 18th and it's due the 20th, right? I mean, what if it's cloudy then? Okay, what if you don't really see the meteors you need to see? Okay, so I'm excited about it, but still cautious. Okay. The next one is visit a planetarium. So the difference between an observatory, like the Whitty Observatory, and a planetarium, this took me a little while to figure out, is a planetarium doesn't necessarily usually have a telescope. Planetarium is stuff you do during the day. So anybody in here visited the Adler or the planetarium in St. Louis? Yeah, cool. So if you do that now, you get lab credit. So it's a thought. Okay. No, you only have to do 4. So, if you have them covered other ways. These, honestly, I've had students go to Des Moines to theirs. Sometimes they're having a hard time getting all their labs in, so they just go, okay. So, yeah. So that's a thought. You kind of see I've written what you need to do there. The moon viewing lab. So now we have a couple of labs where you do need some equipment. Okay. Again, you don't have to do these, but if you have the equipment, like if you have your own telescope, you can actually do this lab on your own. If you have binoculars, you can do this lab on your own. Okay, it's moon viewing lab. Okay, and I kind of walk you through what I'm after. Okay. And if you have questions about the report or the lab, let me know. Item number 5. Again, you need your own viewing equipment, and this specifically, it can't be binoculars, it has to be a telescope. So sometimes, I don't know if you can get your telescope on a Pell Grant or not. It's like, I needed it for my class, right? I don't think that'll work. But if you have a telescope or know somebody that does have a telescope, have a party, okay? I'll try to remind you when the dates are coming up, but there is a cool, like, they call them conjunction between Venus and Jupiter coming up. It's in the morning though, so I can't remember what day of the week it is, but I think our morning lab at the Whitty Observatory, I picked it so we could see that. Okay, so
Any questions about that? Okay. Oh, and I was going to say, you know, if you have your report ready to hand in and it's before the due date, and if you want me to just look at it so you could edit anything if I see it, I'd be glad to take a look at it and kind of give you suggestions or whatever. Make sure we're both on the same page. This is the last one? Yeah, it's the last one before the lunar eclipse. All right, this last one is where you don't need any special equipment. You look at the moon for 2 weeks. You find the moon for 2 weeks. That's easier said than done sometimes. You find the moon. I'm kind of smiling because sometimes the moon it rises at, at midnight, for instance. I have it up here when it's last quarter. It rises at midnight and sets at noon. Okay? The moon rises at midnight. Think about your life now. Where are you at midnight? I'm sleeping, quite frankly. Okay? And it sets at noon. But you know what? I'm probably up by 7, at least 6, 5, So at 6 o'clock or so in the morning, I can go find the moon. Okay? Is the sun up then? Yeah. Can I find the moon? Yeah. Okay? So it's not impossible. Because I narrowed it down to, and I think I have the dates here, I want you to find it in a certain phase within a couple of days of it being a first quarter moon. So you guys know there's a first quarter moon where you see the first quarter moon looks like this. Or this is the part that you see. Okay, full moon looks like this. You see the full circle. And last quarter, the shaded area is on the other side. Okay, so this first quarter, full, last quarter. This takes, I know it seems weird, but this takes 1 week, and this takes 1 week. It's true. It takes about 4 weeks then to go through, because after this, it goes new moon, okay, and then after new moon, it's back to first quarter. So that's kind of what we have going on. We're going to talk more about the moon. If you have questions, if you want to do this, let me know. If you have questions. I wrote them down, all the first quarter moons. I'm going to have to get back to you on that. But these are actually, it's actually just a window of time when you can start your 2-week observation. Okay? Any questions? Very good. All right then. Let's go ahead and I feel like I should make everybody stand up and do jumping jacks.